Tide Talk with Web is back. We're going to do the top 25 college football top down of the week games. First off, we got number 2 Indiana. they are, yeah, they're not number 2. Sorry, I'm not buying it. They're a good team. They're not number 2, but I will say this: they're playing UCLA. I honestly don't think they're going to lose. They're way better than UCLA. They've got a better team. They're functioning, burning on all cylinders. I think they'll win. I think Indiana will probably win 45-18. Then we got the Syracuse going against Georgia Tech. They're going to be in Atlanta at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Georgia Tech home game for them. Syracuse is 3-4 and 1-3 in the conference. I think Georgia Tech just wears them down, beats them handily, probably 28-12. Georgia Tech. Ole Miss and Oklahoma. This is a very interesting game to me because both teams are 6-1. Ole Miss is 3-1 in the conference. Oklahoma is 2-1 in the conference. But, we've seen that Mateer issues with his thumb. Did not play good in the Red River Shootout. Struggled. So I really think that it's going to be an Ole Miss win. I think it could be close, though. Don't get me wrong. If his thumb is healed up more, Mateer's thumb, it could be a closer game. I look for Ole Miss to win in a shootout. The thing that is so sad with Ole Miss is they just have a horrible defense. They just can't stop a toddler. They couldn't stop a team of toddlers. It's just bad. I don't understand it. But they can score on anybody. They can almost score at will. Trinity Chambliss, their quarterback at Ole Miss, is doing amazing. Like I said, I really think they're going to win it. I'm going to go high scoring. I think it's like 48-42, Ole Miss. Big implications, though, for that game. Because if either of them lose, their chances of getting the playoffs are way, way harder, especially from Oklahoma sitting at 13. Ole Miss is 8, so I definitely think it's a must-win for both games. I think it's one of the games of the week, in my opinion. You got number 18, Virginia at North Carolina. North Carolina's dismal. They're just so bad. They're 0-2 in the conference. Virginia's 6-1, 3-0 in the conference. They have a way better team. Belichick, it appears, is playing Moneyball again. That was garbage unless he had Tom Brady. So, Virginia wins handily, 40-12. We got next game. We've got number 18, South Florida, 6-1, 3-0 in the conference. We got Memphis, who is 6-1, unranked, but 2-1 in the conference. Now, South Florida, we've talked about this before, has an amazing defense. They can frustrate and stifle the hell out of you. I do think, though, this is at Memphis home stadium. They need a win, especially this win, to try to go 3-1 in the conference. I really think it's going to be a tough game, but I definitely see Florida winning it. I think 28-18, South Florida. We got Bama, number 4, and South Carolina. Now, South Carolina's 1-4 in the conference, 3-4 overall. Bama's 6-1 and 4-0 in the SEC play. I think this is a trap game. I really, 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 really think this is a trap game for them because South Carolina has a really good defensive end. He'll play on Sundays. They got some pretty good defensive linemen. Lenore Sellers was touted as a Heisman potential candidate. Great quarterback. He's struggled a little bit this year because more teams have kept him in the pocket. His rush yards are down. Everybody struggles against a quarterback who can run. They're going to be fired up. South Carolina has nothing to lose. They're at Williams-Brice Stadium this week. It's a home game from them, midday. Everybody's watching. This is a chance for them to really show up and show out. And it's rat poison. Bama could be sitting there thinking, oh, it's an easy game, no problem. We've talked about this before. We've lost there before. We were highly ranked in 2010. Going there, and we get skull drug. So this is upset alert for Bama. I don't care what anybody says. It's absolutely upset alert for Bama. So hopefully we come out. We can do good. Like I said, I'm going to have my crimson-colored glasses on this prediction. I'm going to predict that Bama wins, let's say, 34-21. Okay, this is a massive game. To me, it is the only game of the week and the best game of the week. I know we talked about Oklahoma, Ole Miss, but I think this is the game. We've got number 10 Vanderbilt playing number 15 Missouri. They're in Nashville. It's a home game. Poffy is fired up. He wants to go to the playoffs. He wants to be, just have a statue made of him at Vanderbilt. But Missouri's good. They had before they played Bama, they had the number one rushing offense in the country. They were killing it, putting up points. They had a great defense. They gave us all we wanted. I mean, that was they've got some dudes playing on that defense, especially that defensive line. Very good team. Vanderbilt shifty. They can shovel past you to death. They can out gadget play you. They got a good quarterback who can play in any kind of scenario. It's a scary game. Both teams need this win. They're both 6-1 overall and 2-1 in the conference. This is a must-win for these teams, especially Missouri at 15 to stay in the playoff hunt. I look for Vanderbilt to win the game, but Missouri is going to play all four quarters. I think it's going to be 28-24 Vanderbilt. Like, I think it's going to be that kind of game, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. Missouri's going to try to lean on that run, slow the game down. Vanderbilt's going to try to go as fast as they can go with quarterback plays, RPOs, and all that. But I still think Vanderbilt wins. Next game, you've got BYU and Iowa State. BYU 7-0 and 4-0 in Big 12. They're number 11 in the country. They want to win this game because they want to try to stay in the playoff hunt. Like I said, it's in Iowa. It's in Ames, Iowa at Jack Trice Stadium. So the favor is in Iowa State's favor. Now, Iowa State has been known to be a giant killer in the past. They've got that mentality. They have it. BYU, in my opinion, is on upset alert about this one. Like I said, I do think BYU wins. I think it's going to be 23-15 BYU, but I'm telling you, they are on upset alert. You've got Illinois and Washington. You got Illinois and Washington playing. Number 23, Illinois. 2-2 in the conference. They're hanging on. You got Washington, who's 2-2 in the conference as well. Both 5-2. It's a win-win must for both teams, in my opinion. Like I said, I think Washington is firing on all the cylinders they got. Illinois is kind of underplayed a few games. That's why they lost 2 games. Definitely think, you know what? I'm going to call the upset. I think Washington wins this game. I think Washington wins this one 33-26. We got Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. Oklahoma State is abysmal. They're 1-4 and 0-4 in the conference. Texas Tech is 6-1 and 3-1, which the only loss they had was when their quarterback, B. Morton, didn't play. It appears that he will play this week. Hopefully I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, skewer me in the comments. I definitely think he's playing, and if he plays, Texas Tech wins big. I think 48-10 because I don't believe in Oklahoma State at all. Next game, we've got Baylor playing number 21 Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs to win this game to stay in any type of playoff hunt. They're 6-1 and 4-0 in the conference. Baylor is 500 ball in the conference and almost 500 ball overall. Like I said, I think Cincinnati could lose this game because I think Baylor overall does have better D1 talent. So I think Cincinnati is on upset alert. I think Baylor can win this one 28-26. Baylor. I'm calling it. This is another trap game, in my opinion. We got number 22 Texas playing at Mississippi State. They're playing in Stark Vegas, baby, at Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville, baby. So with that being said, you got Texas, who is 5-2 overall and 2-1 in the SEC. Mississippi State 4-3 and 0-3 in the SEC. I do think Texas wins this game, but because of the play of Arch Manning, who has been struggling, this is a trap game for them. They could struggle mightily. And everybody knows those cowbells have some kind of like juju magic to them. So I think it's close, man. I know I keep putting scores in the 20s. I'm going to say 24-21 Texas, but they're on upset alert 100%. Easy game right here. You got number 6 Oregon playing Wisconsin. In Oregon, I think Oregon wins handily. Oregon needs to win this game to keep going, to be right there at number 6 in the middle of the playoff hunt. Like I said, I really think Oregon wins this one 52-10. We got Stanford playing Miami, number 9 Miami in the country. They're playing at Miami Gardens at the Hard Rock Stadium, baby. They fell off last week. They had a serious upset. It was bad. They know it. They're number 9. They're teeter-tottering. They lose another one, they're out of the playoff race. They know it. Their schedule's horrible. They're not playing any other ranked teams. You're playing a 3-4 Stanford, 2-2 in the ACC, and you're playing, and Miami's 5-1 and 1-1 in the ACC. This is a must-win for Miami, whatever they say. I look for them to come out and have a rebound game. I will say this, that Carson Beck, the Miami quarterback, he's been known to have INT issues like crazy. If he starts out bad and has more than 2 INTs, they lose a game. And they're out of the playoffs. It's over. So upset alert for them. Another great game of the week. Not as highly touted. Next one is number 3 Texas A&M. They're 4-0 in the conference. 7-0 overall. Playing number 20 LSU. They're 5-2 and 2-2 in the conference. It's a must-win for LSU. They're going to have to win this game and probably have a little luck along the way to get back in the playoff hunt at number 20. But they're playing at Baton Rouge at night. Everybody knows that that stadium is built on like pixie dust and unicorn skeletons. Crazy things can happen there at night. Some of the best teams can go in there at night. LSU barely won a game, and they keep it close. With that being said, potential Texas A&M, in my opinion, is on upset alert if they're not up for this game. It can be tough at night playing there. Ask Alabama over the last 20 years. Ask anybody. It can be very, very tough. Now, LSU is struggling scoring points. They still have a really good defense. They can't score points. So I look for Texas to try to get up early and keep that foot on the gas. I do think Texas A&M wins, but I think they're on semi-upset alert just for where it's at and who they're playing. I think Texas A&M wins pretty big. I think 36-32. I think it could be like that. Now, if they get a 2-touchdown lead, I think the game's done. It's over. Next game of the week, you've got number 19 Louisville. They are fighting for relevancy and a playoff spot at 5-1 and overall and 2-1 in the conference. Boston is 1-6 and 0-4 in the conference. I don't think this is even close. Miller Moss at quarterback's firing on all cylinders. He's got great running game, great wide receivers. As they showed last week, they're in it to win it. I think Louisville wins big. 44-8. Boston College, random score. I know. Number 25 Michigan playing Michigan State. Big rivalry game. We've always seen crazy things happen in this game. I do think Michigan handles it good. I think they win this one 24-15. You got number 17, 2-loss, Tennessee playing Kentucky. I think Tennessee bounces back from the loss like last week against Bama. I think they go in there and beat them 56-10. Sorry, not believing Kentucky has a chance in this one. You got Houston playing Arizona State. Now Houston is 6-1 and 3-1 in the conference. Arizona State is 5-2 and 3-1 in the conference. Even at 24, I think they're a great team. This could come down to the wire with both teams because Houston can score. They're a pretty good team. You know what? I do think I'm going to call it. I think Houston wins. I think Arizona State now they're at home, but I think they struggle, and I think it's a closer game than you think. I think they have the emotional high from last week. They may come back down to earth. Like I said, I look for Arizona State to win, let's say 24-23. But they're on upset alert against Houston. I think they could be in trouble. Well, that's my top 25, guys. It's been great. And like I said, that's my predictions, and we'll see how it comes out after the wash. Anyway, have a great one. Tide Talk Web is out.